Hi there, everyone. This is Chris Baker, Dersh, producer, editor of No Extra Words, the Flash Fiction podcast. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to my U.S. listeners. Happy weekend to my listeners around the world. I did allude a couple weeks ago to a bonus episode to be released about this time. Welcome to it. This is our Thanksgiving weekend special, and it has two purposes. The first is to share with you a little piece of audio that is coming at the end, and the second is to make an announcement about what's coming in the future. So the piece of audio that you're going to hear in just a minute or two is inspired by our podcast host, Libsyn. Libsyn are the people that manage our feed, and in non-technical terms, they are the ones who make sure that you get each episode delivered to you in a reliable way. They take care of all of that, and they're great. They asked podcasters to send little bits of audio under the hashtag #ThanksPodcasting, talking about why they're grateful to the medium, to their listeners, to a particular show, whatever is making them thank podcasting this particular week. For that project, I got the permission of one of No Extra Words' former contributors to have me read a blog post she wrote about being a contributor to the show. So that is what you are going to hear. If you're interested at all in this form of storytelling, Thanks Podcasting is being released as a podcast. So you can head over to iTunes or wherever you search podcasts and hear different podcasters talk about why they're grateful to the medium. So that's the piece of audio you're going to hear. The announcement is inspired by my gratitude this Thanksgiving. I am so grateful to all of No Extra Words listeners, to the community we've created here, and I'm incredibly grateful to our contributors. These are people who aren't being paid. They're sending us their hard work and allowing us to air it for free for no compensation so that you all can hear it. And I wanted to honor them. So what we are doing is we are making January 2016 Contributor Appreciation Month here at the No Extra Words podcast. And on every episode in January, we will honor one contributor selected fairly randomly. There'll be more details about that, with some prizes to help them boost their writing career and continue to tell their story. So full details about how people enter and what the prizes are going to be released in the coming weeks. If you are a contributor, so if you're someone whose work either has been aired on the show previously or someone whose work is scheduled to be aired on an episode coming up, please watch your email. Please watch the website noextrawords.wordpress.com for all the details about how you can very easily participate in Contributor Appreciation Month. If you're a listener, I hope you're looking forward to learning more about these featured folks and more about who it is that shares their work here. So I'm going to finish with that piece of audio that we sent to Libsyn. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday, and I will see you next week when we air the first of our Christmas serial specials. You guys take care.
Powered by Libsyn, the largest podcast host and distribution network since 2004. Libsyn.com.
Welcome to Thanks Podcasting, where you'll get to hear stories of inspiration, transformation, and impact because of podcasting. My name is Chris Baker Dersh from No Extra Words, the Flash Fiction podcast, over at noextrawords.wordpress.com. When thinking about how best to express my gratitude to podcasting, it was the words of Lucy Mitchell that came immediately to mind. Lucy Mitchell was one of our early contributors to the show, and like most of our early contributors, she responded to my out-of-the-blue contact asking her to use her short story. She was very kind, very gracious, and very willing to take this risk with me. She was in episode 7 of the show when we had been podcasting for right around 2 months. About a week after her episode was released, she wrote a blog post that I've been given her permission to read to you. It comes from her blog, blondewritemore.wordpress.com. Thank you so much, Lucy, for letting me share your words. When audio waves a magical wand over your story, #writers, #mWriting. One of my short stories, The Frog Prince, has been turned into a flash fiction podcast, and making it audio has brought it to life. You have to remember I am still a beginner to this writing lark, so I get very excited about things all you experienced writers have probably done before. I can hear you all saying, yeah, that was so last year, Blonde Write More. My story was turned into a podcast by the No Extra Words blog, and all I ask you to do is listen to it and let me know your thoughts. There is something special about hearing a story being told. It always takes me back to my childhood, sitting cross-legged on the carpet whilst listening to my teacher at story time. I loved story time at school. The other kids would fidget and mess around whilst I would just listen to the story. Chris at No Extra Words has done a fab job, and she has an amazing voice. I loved hearing my name being spoken in an American accent. For me, as a wannabe American, that was quite a moment hearing Chris say it. Had to take some deep breaths and sit down for a bit afterwards. Felt a bit dizzy. Now, before you all start to groan about having to click on a link and listen to my story, please take note of the following. I have created a modern fairy tale with talking frogs, handsome princes, distressed princesses, and Twitter. This is quite a literary feat. It might bring a smile to your face on this Friday. It might even make you chuckle. After listening to it, you might find yourself nipping out to the back with your tape player to record your own story, excited blonde face. I look forward to hearing what you think. Come on then, get clicking, and pin back your lug holes. If any of you American bloggers want to record saying my name and then send it to me, that would make me smile. I know this sounds weird, but I like it. Loud sigh. Happy listening. Hey guys, it's Chris here, and I'm me again. I want to thank Lucy Mitchell at blondewritemore.wordpress.com one more time for letting me share her words with you. And I only want to add one thing. I was the storytime lady. For 10 years, I worked in libraries. First in the public library, doing story times for my little kids, and then in the school library, doing story times for my first graders, and fifth graders, and seventh graders. It's not a job that people really understand how important it is, but it is a job that is very much appreciated by those 4-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 11-year-olds, and 14-year-olds. The fact that I put Lucy's words, her praise for what we're doing with this show, in the same category as I put those compliments from my storytime kids, well, from a librarian like me, there could be no greater compliment. Thank you, Lucy Mitchell, and thank you, podcasting. Happy Thanksgiving.
Are you ready to start your podcast? Host it with Libsyn, Libsyn.com.